Hi all, welcome to the final whistle. It's match preview night. Leicester City take on Southampton in the Friday night football. I mean, we all know what happened last time in the Friday night football. It were goals galore at St Mary's. It were raining, but yeah, Leicester City hammered the Saints. But this time it's going to be a totally different game. It's going to be a tough game. Both sides who will want to come up this season after being relegated from the Premier League last season. Both sides new managers and new ideas, new squads and everything like that. And yeah, we come into the sixth game of the season. Southampton away. It is for the Foxes tomorrow night. It is live on Sky Sports and kickoff is... I'm not sure what time kickoff is, but it's on Sky. But yeah, I've got Football Martin joining me. You'll know Martin if you've been watching quite a few streams. He's been doing the predictions with me and all that. So Football Martin is a Southampton fan. He will introduce himself shortly. There's a lot to talk about tonight, foot in both camps, team selection. Me and Martin are going to do a combined Southampton and Leicester 11. So yeah, we're going to have a look who we can fit in so many players into one 11 squad. We're going to go through last time out. And then we're going to obviously talk about last time out in the Championship, which was in 2012. And yeah, we're going to get through everything, the score predictions, team selections, all that. And you guys are going to get your comments in as well. Guys, as always, remember to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel tonight and you haven't subscribed to the Final Whistle, get down and subscribe. It's free, no charge. It'd help us boost the numbers up. Let's have a look who's in the chat there. Kian's in. Hello, Jack. Hello, Kian, mate. How are you, Callum? Are you good? Hello, Kyle, mate. I'm going 9-0 tomorrow. Well, I don't see it being that again, but like I say, records were broken last time. Jack, what's happened with your TikTok account? Well, yeah, we're still uploading content. It's just going live and that, innit? You know what TikTok's like. And yeah, hello, Noah. How are you, mate? Are you good? Also, kickoff is at 7:45. I'm going Norwich and Blackburn. Enjoy it, Kayson. Right then, let's get my mate in. We're not rivals. We are friends. But tomorrow night, we're going to put the friendship aside and it's going to be all about them bragging rights and picking up them points. Here's my mate, Martin. Martin, how are you, mate?
I'm all right, mate. Looking forward to finally meeting you in person tomorrow night.
Martin, mate, the friendship's out the window tomorrow night, mate. It's all about the football. As soon as kickoff comes, mate, that's it. It's out the window, mate. We're going to focus on our teams and let's see who can come out the winner.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be an interesting game.
Martin, tell everyone where they can find you, mate, if they don't know who you are already.
Yeah, it's on my screen there at Football Martin _ on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok as well. So all handles are the same. TikTok is my most active account. It's great for uploading content. I'm going to do a match day vlog tomorrow as I go to the Leicester game. I've got a live breakfast show tomorrow. We're going to be talking to just Saints tomorrow morning, all about the game, bit of a build up, bit of what we're doing now, really. So yeah, give me a follow.
Yep. Martin, what time's kickoff again?
8 p.m. Sky Sports football 8 p.m. kickoff. Yeah,
I swear it was an 8 p.m. last time. Martin, let's get on to the opposition first. I mean, here it is, Southampton. Talk to me about the Russell Martin era first, Martin. I mean, new manager, new style of football, new players coming in, players going out. It's been a busy one for Saints, hasn't it, Martin, regarding the transfer window and that? I mean, Suleimana, a good player. Ward-Prowse obviously left. Then you got rid of Livramento. And a few others out the door. Obviously, Che Adams could have left in the transfer window as well. He was looking for a move, reportedly Everton. How did you find the transfer window as a Southampton fan? And also, what is your thoughts on Russell Martin?
It was a tough summer, I think, for any Southampton fan. We all believed it would be difficult. We knew we were going to lose our best players. One of those being James Ward-Prowse, our captain. He's been at the football club for a long time, and we knew we'd lose him. Also felt that we probably lose Shay Adams, but we didn't. We kept hold of Shay, but we lost our key talents. Romeo Lavia went, like you said, Tino Livramento exit the football club as well. Didn't expect to see him go, but a lot of players went out the door. Bit of Deadwood's been lost in the process over the last couple of weeks as well, in the back
Mm-hmm.
in the transfer window. But a lot of players have come in as well, so a lot of loans. We've not bought loads of players. Hayward Bellis is coming on loan. Ryan Fraser's coming on loan. Flynn Downs is coming on loan. They've bought Shay Charles, the centre half. He's can play centre half midfield. So we've not spent tons of money. Ross Stewart was purchased at the end of the transfer window. He won't feature tomorrow night. But I think overall the transfer window wasn't too bad as a Saints fan. I was fairly happy with it. What happened, I kind of thought would happen anyway, to be honest. I didn't think we'd have so many on loan, but you also said to me what my thoughts on Russell Martin. I was really excited by Russell Martin. I think the jury's out on him massively. Certainly after the Sunderland defeat, not just the way we shipped the goals, it was just the manner of that performance was pretty alarming. I don't think anything will happen like that tomorrow night. It certainly won't be able to happen, but I think this next month's a real test for Russell and his style of play and whether he's got the personnel to do what he wants to do. Not kind of convinced he has, but the jury's out on Russell.
Yep. Martin, let's talk about your first five games of the season. You have won 3 games, draw 1, lost 1. You are 7th in the table. You are on the same points as Hull, same points as Norwich. I mean, I've had Southampton down as the playoffs. What are your expectations for Southampton and how do you think you started so far? I mean, that spanking against Sunderland last week before the international break, 5-0. It was a freak result, wasn't it? People would call it. It was an unexpected one, a surprise one, but they did say there's going to be a lot of surprise results in this championship season, and that's one of them for everybody. It keeps them on alert, doesn't it, that anything can happen in football, in the championship, because it's very unpredictable. How have you found the first 5 games as a Southampton fan, Martin, mate?
Well, we started off against Sheffield Wednesday. We played really well. We had James Ward-Prowse in our side that night. But we were good. We were good there. A newly promoted side was never going to be an easy fixture. Then we played Norwich City at home. Shipped 4, but scored 4. Looked very, very naive with the amount of players that we throw forward and the way teams can sucker punch us. Massively concerning the way we're leaking goals. And then we played QPR at home. Did all right, but QPR could have got something. We played Plymouth away. Managed to get a last-minute winner through Shay Adams there. And then obviously that spanking at Sunderland, which, I thought we were going to let goals in. Didn't expect us to lose 5, but it didn't come as a massive shock because we do look like a side that we get caught on the sucker punch because we throw too many players forward. You got 2 fullbacks going forward. You're playing 2 8s. They're going forward. You've got a goalkeeper that's under huge pressure because of the season he had last season. Because he was probably hung out to dry a bit last year. So the fans are on his back already. Every goal that he concedes is analysed, and it's not a great environment and a great situation for the goalkeeper at the moment either.
Yeah. Southampton, I mean, watching them so far, they seem to be very good in possession. That's the way Russell Martin seems to play. He played the same way at Swansea. Possession-based football, keep the ball as long as possible. But then it's not about possession wins your games, Martin. It's about how many goals you can actually score to go and win a game. And like I say, you've won 3 games, drawn 1, lost 1. Martin, I don't know, his side seems to be not good out of possession. And I think that seems to have showed against Sunderland that you are vulnerable when you are out of possession. Teams can really exploit Southampton. I mean, if you look at the defensive side of Southampton's games, they're really getting exploited at the back. And that's the defence is where the worry is, I think, for Southampton this season. It's not that you can't score goals. It's that you're throwing goals away at the other end as well. And I think it's a fair assessment to say that this is where teams are going to hurt Southampton this season defensively. They seem to be very leaky at the back. And like I say, the signing of Taylor Harwood-Bellis, that's a strong signing. That's an intense signing by Russell Martin for me. A very good player. Shea Charles, another one from Man City. Very good youngster up and coming as well. I think Southampton have had some decent business, haven't they, with what they've brought in as well as sold. But they've earned a hell of a lot of money, haven't they, Martin, with the players they have sold with Ward-Prowse, Livramento, and players like that who have left the club in the summer.
Yeah, the likes of Lavia as well went out the door. Salisu left as well. He was a centre half. They got good money. They got good money for him as well. You know, the one thing they did do is negotiate transfer fees really, really well. So they brought a lot of money in, but I think by using the loan market, it gives them that opportunity. If they do go back up, which is what they want, the football club will not accept anything less than automatic promotion back to the Premier League. That is what these owners want at this football club, and Russell Martin will be under pressure to deliver that. He has to deliver automatic promotion, and he has to set his side up a bit harder to beat because he will come under pressure. This month for both of our clubs is massive. We're, I think, the fact I was with a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and he said to me, "Who are the teams to beat this season? Who's your hardest opponents?" I said, "Well, we're playing 3 of them in a month. We'll play yourselves on Friday, who I expect to win the league. Ipswich Town on Tuesday night, who have been absolutely outstanding. We play Middlesbrough, who started poorly next week, but you know it's away from home, and then you play Leeds United at home. So you're playing 3 sides that Leeds United are come good. You know, there's no doubt that they're come good under a good manager in Daniel Farker, and I think we're in for a tough month. I think it could. The next month, I know it sounds crazy. We're in September, going into October, but this month could really point what direction our football club is going to go. And I'm not sure about yours, but for us, now if we lose some of these games and don't pick up the points required, it makes it very difficult because you look at teams that get promoted, you can't be dropping too many points.
Yeah, I agree. Leicester have started the season off pretty well, to be fair. I mean, like Enzo said, it's football, not FIFA. Do you know what I mean? This is the way football fans work it sometimes, isn't it? They put FIFA before football, and they think, you know what, teams like Hull and that are easy to beat on FIFA, but that's FIFA, isn't it? That's different. It's an old different game altogether. That's a computerized game. This is real life. And like he says, you expect to lose games in the Championship, Enzo Maresca said. You know, I don't think we was going to ever go unbeaten all season, winning every single game. There was always going to be that blip in the road. And like I say, Enzo rightfully won Manager of the Month in August, winning all 4 games. Beat Cobb, beat Huddersfield, beat Rotherham, and Cardiff as well. Like I say, 4 wins in August is fantastic. But then we played a Hull side last before the international break, Martin, and they're a tough side. Hull, we expected a tough game. You know, these are the sides that like to sit deep against sides like Leicester because they know that Leicester kind of struggled to break teams down. And, you know, we expected a tough game. We ended up losing to Hull. We had 21 shots, but we've got to get more of them on target. It's all right saying, yeah, but you've had 20 odd shots in a game. Yes, but how many went on target? Well, only 1 went on target against Hull. Like Enzo said, we've got to be more clinical in them areas. We have to take our chances when we get them and really push on the team. We have to go up this season. You know what I mean? I get we're in transition and that, but the thing is, this season the target for Leicester is promotion. The promotion is where we should be going this season with the squad that we've got. But we always knew the Championship were going to be difficult. It is. We have had that blip in the road losing to Hull, but it's how we respond now to going to St Mary's against a side who lost 5-0 to Sunderland. They'll expect a real response, Southampton fans, after that battering. But then Leicester are going to want a response as well. But we were good in the game against Hull. We're good in possession. We're good off the ball. I mean, we're good, but we haven't clicked yet. Do you know what I mean? we've had a good window. Cassaday's come in, Mavadide, Atgun, Abdul Fatawu, Tom Cannon, Mavadide. Who else we brought in? Callum Doyle, Matt Hermanson. So Harry Winks as well. He's in there. So we brought in some quality. To really boost that squad. And like I say, we're not buying the league. We've obviously had to sell players like Southampton have, Madison leaving, Harvey Barnes, Tillerman's left on a free. I mean, if you look at Leicester, Martin, I mean, I think about 8 or 9 players left, and we lost about £100 million on letting them go on a free. So we've lost money that way, But like I say, it's been both sides are in transition, new managers, new ways of playing football. But both sides they're going to click at some point, and they're both at the minute are finding that stability within their squads and finding their feet under the new managers. And I think that's something we can both agree on with Southampton and Leicester.
Yeah, I think you bring a lot of players, and you need to settle them down. We both got new managers that have got a totally different style of play to prior managers, and all these things take time. And then all of a sudden, you're in a different league with a different mentality from sides, because every side you play as a Leicester fan or a Southampton fan or a Leeds fan, they're up their game, because they're the side that got relegated from the Premier League. They've got slightly better players, and the likes of Rotherham, they're up their game against a Southampton or a Leicester. I think we're seeing that already. Certainly like what Hull did when they went to the King Power a couple of weeks ago, and like, Sunderland did when we visited the Stadium of Light. These teams, they don't want to be rolled over by a relegated Premier League. I think we have a massive hangover. Gordon Strachan, our ex-manager, said that as well. He came out today in the press and he said that he feels that the club are suffering with a hangover of going down without a whimper, without any fight, and it's lingered. And
home form was shocking, wasn't it, Southampton? And how many home games did you win last season, Martin?
Well, we beat Chelsea in August, early in the season, and we beat Leicester in, what was it, March?
Yeah, you beat us in bloody March.
The only 2 home wins that we won in the Premier League last season.
That was embarrassing for us, that game.
Yeah, and we beat QPR a couple of weeks ago at St Mary's. That was the only other win at St Mary's. So St Mary's for the last 3-4 seasons is a nightmare for Saints, and that has to change. If you're going to get automatic promotion from the Championship, you have to have good home form as well as away form. We look to travel better. Well, we were till Sunderland. There may be we were at home, but there's something about St Mary's. They're trying to create more atmosphere. There's different sections of fans around the ground now, and it'd be interesting to see if it's a sellout tomorrow night on the cameras with Sky being televising the game. Let's see what the stadium's like. But Leicester will travel well. It's not too far away, and I think the Leicester fans are making some serious noise tomorrow night.
Yeah, I hope so. I think we're travelling on numbers. Let's go on to the game, Martin. I mean, we'll get into stats and that very shortly. Team selection, combined 11, all that. We'll get into all that. But give me your initial thoughts on the game. Southampton, Leicester, Friday night football. We all know what happened last time these two sides met on a Friday night football. A 9-0 spanking for your boys under Ralph Hasenhüttl at the time. You had Yannick Vestergaard, you had Ryan Bertrand. Bertrand got sent off. This one's a whole different game, isn't it? This time round. Both sides got relegated from the Premier League. We're now Championship sides, a Championship game, this one. And this one's going to be a tough game, I think, for me. I don't see this being a walkover. We do need to score goals, though. I do think we'll score enough goals, to be fair. Like I say, I do think the key players in this game are going to be like the Harry Winks, the Energy, the Ricardos, the Cesar Casades, and we need to react well from that whole defeat. And I think this is the sort of game that's going to test of where we actually are as a team at this minute in time. We've got a tough run in this month. We've got, who have we got? Southampton, Norwich next Wednesday. We've got Bristol City at home. We've got Liverpool away in the Cup. And then we play Blackburn in October. Well, start of October. But That's because that got moved more into Sky on a bloody Sunday, innit? It would have been on the
Yeah,
Friday, so it would have counted
nightmare.
it as this month. But yeah, we've got a tough month, and Southampton are going to be no easy team. They're not going to be pushovers. You know, they do. They're very good attacking, to be fair. Adam Armstrong seems to be on song this season. I'm not really sure about Che Adams, the Leicester lad. But these are two sides who know how to keep possession of a ball.
Mm.
But it's what you do with the ball. But I just feel we've got enough with. I just feel we have that little more better off the ball than Southampton are. Because Southampton off the ball, they're kind of like, what do I do here? Leicester's more transformed in this position of the season. But I think, but like I say, both sides still in transition, finding the way of their feet in the league and that. And like I say, this one's always going to be a tough game, Saints away. We've had some good games in the past. And yeah, this one will be no easy game. And I think Saints are going to want to react very well to getting that 5-0 spank into Sunderland, Martin, to be fair. And I think Enzo Maresca's side have got to defend well in this game. They've got to really attack the game well, take our chances, be clinical, and really take the game by the scruff of its neck, because that midfield battle is going to be key as well in this game. But I think whoever scores first, that could be crucial as well. So what do you reckon to the game, Martin? What's your initial thoughts ahead of the Friday night football, mate?
I think the international break wouldn't have done us any good.
No.
Certainly off of a spanking, you want to get your players together on a Monday and come together, analyse the game and put things right. The problem's been there's been a 2-week break. His players would have pretty much, we lost the majority of the squad, whether it was to senior national sides or under 21s, under 18s, under 70s. We've lost players everywhere to international break, and Martin just hasn't had his players to work with, and I think that will be a little bit of a concern. They arrived back yesterday. They've had to analyse the Sunderland game, he said yesterday, and gotten back on the grass last couple of days, but he hasn't really had the time to work with the players, and that's always the concern, isn't it? I think it'll be a slow start tomorrow. I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be quite cagey. But like you say, the first goal will be important. I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. I think we've got potential to score goals. It's who he plays up front. I don't think Che Adams will start the game. But it's who does he pick as his out and out number 9, because he's not favoured to play Adam Armstrong in that position.
No.
I think he needs to play pacing around your centre halves. I think certainly with Yannick Vestergaard's not the quickest.
Well,
I like to see pacing around the centre halves. Whether Russell will do that, I don't know. Silamana, like you spoke about at the top of your show, he's a very good player. He said that he'd be in the squad tomorrow night. He's not hinted that he'd start because they've been trying to get him up to match fitness. So it'd be interesting to see who he starts with. The midfield battle will be interesting. I think we've looked naive in central midfield, so I would imagine that he'll play a bit safer in midfield, and he won't play so gung ho. I don't think he can afford to against Leicester, because we'll get exploited, and you'll open us up.
Yeah, I think we've got to hit the ground running. Like I say, 20 odd shots against Hull. Only one shot on target. We've got to get them on target tomorrow night, and we've got to really take this game by the scruff of its neck. And like I say, we're out to go and win the game tomorrow night, no doubt about it. But like I say, Saints are tough to beat. They're not going to be a walkover considering they lost bloody 5-0. You know what I mean?
We don't defend corners and crosses. We cannot defend corners and crosses. That's Adam. That's. Blatantly obvious to see from the games that we've played so far. Crosses in the box, corners, we don't win the first header. We've actually brought a defensive coach in, Southampton have, to work with the player. I think he was at Arsenal. He's been around the block a bit, this guy. I can't remember his name. Excuse me for not knowing his name, but they brought a coach in. He's got to sort things out, because he's been around for over a month now, and we don't look any better in defence. But yeah, that is a big issue.
Yeah, we've had a big issue regarding that, Martin, defensively. when it comes to bloody set pieces. We used to bloody concede them like it was no one's business. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, we've conceded one already to bloody Coventry. You know what I mean? We got rid of the Lars Knutson. He left. We brought him in last season to sort out set pieces and that, and then he's gone, and then we concede one on the opening day.
Yeah.
So,
Always the way.
it is. Martin, let's have a look at Southampton versus Leicester's head-to-head. Maresca and Martin look well happy there. Seventh versus third, played 5. You've won 3, we've won 4, drawn 1. Both sides have lost 1. Interesting head-to-head, that, Martin, to be fair. Like I say, Leicester's picked up 1 more win than you. We are 2 points ahead in the table. Let's have a look at this Championship head-to-head, Martin. This is... When I was looking at this, I was thinking, nah. And then I thought I'd, like, clicked on the wrong page at one point. But nah, this Championship head-to-head, Martin, played 8. 4 wins for you lot, 3 wins for us, 1 draw. Is there any game you particularly pick out from the Southampton-Leicester game in the Championship, Martin, that you was quite memorable with?
Not so much. My memory's useless, really. I can kind of remember back as far as King Power last season in the Premier League.
Yep.
Bit of a smash and grab that day. Got very lucky after going a goal behind. James Maddison scored a good free kick against us, winning 1-0 down at half time, didn't we? And Shea Adams come off the bench and somehow managed to bag a couple of goals. He got his 2 goals for the season. Championship games. I think the last time round in the Championship, I think you told me earlier, you did the double over us last time we were in the Championship. So
we did. Nigel Adkins be our manager, and we had Nigel Pearson. Like I say, this is how it ended up last time out in the Championship. We're going to take you back to 2012, Martin, mate. Leicester City won 2-0. David Nugent scored for Leicester to open the scoring, and what a peach of a goal it was. And then ex-Southampton player Matt Mills scored against his former side. That was a free header, that one. I was watching the replays back earlier on that one. The Leicester-Southampton one, I was thinking, wait, when have we last beat these in the Championship? And obviously in the double, 2012, when Leicester beat you 2-0. So, yeah, that was a game to remember for me in the Championship. Good goal by Nuge, headed by Matt Mills, and we won quite comfortably. I think Konchesky hit the post from a free kick, and we was one of them sides that season, Martin, where you was beating every other side, and then as soon as you played Leicester, and then I think it was the home game where Richie Wellens scored a cracker past you. I think that was the season. Was that the season? The season before you came up, innit? You came up from League One to the Championship, and then you bounced straight to the Premier League.
2 promotions in 2 seasons, wasn't it? From League One to the Championship, Championship to the Premier League. So the turnaround there was quite incredible, wasn't it? It was Nigel Atkins with his magic. Yeah, some good players. A certain Ricky Lambert playing up front over those seasons. Adam Lallana, Morgan Schneidlin. They were great players. Jose Fonte, Dean Hammond. Brilliant in that division for us. And we had a really good manager, good team spirit, but a very good spine in the side. A goalkeeper that was an experienced goalkeeper in Calvin Davis. You had a good spine of the team. I'm not convinced we have that spine this season, and I think it's going to be hard for us to get automatic promotion.
Let's have a look at the last 5 meetings. So we're going to go on to the 1-0 in the minute. That was this year. Alcaraz bloody scored. Ward-Prowse missed a penalty just before. Danny Ward got beat. I don't bloody know. Then James Maddison went in and had to go at a bloody journalist after the game. Yeah. Brendan Rodgers were bloody pointing the finger at his team and that, and didn't take responsibility himself. 2021, we drew 2-2. Then there was the 1-1, the 9-0. Then there was the 2-1 to Leicester. So I think it's been, like I say, Leicester's got slight advantage with 2 wins in the last 5 against Saints, 2 draws and one win for you lot, which was obviously this game we're going to talk about, Martin. This game was one of them where, they didn't win an home game before until like Chelsea at bloody home. I think it was like August time, wasn't it? You beat Chelsea, a 1-0 win that day as well for you lot. And then moving forward to bloody March, was it March, was it? Yeah, March. And
March.
You beat bloody Leicester 1-0, Martin. And a game where we had Suter hitting the crossbar and Iheanacho couldn't bloody finish his dinner. And we was a side who were in disarray. And it was like one of them where we just couldn't bloody score a goal. And there was
the penalty that James Ward-Prowse missed in the game as well. Do you remember the penalty?
Yes.
Poorly taken penalty saved by Danny Ward, who's not really the greatest goalkeeper in the world, but he did save his penalty. But yeah, Charlie Alcaraz got the winner that day.
It was a good finish, wasn't it?
He injured himself actually in the celebration. He pulled his hamstring slightly. I think it was his quad. He pulled his quad slightly in that celebration when he slid. And I remember at the time, Ruben Selles, the caretaker manager, wasn't particularly happy with the player after that.
Martin, it summed up our season last season, mate, when we lost to Saints. A Southampton side who couldn't even bloody hit a barn door last season at home. And then as soon as bloody Leicester come, I won for ages at home. And then you bloody beat us, man. That happened to us quite a lot of times last season where a teammate won for so long. And it's just like, here comes Leicester. Just, here's 3 points for you, mate. You might as well just take the 3 points before we even kick off.
Yeah, we played Forest not long before that. I think it was January, and I think it was Forest.
You lost 1-0 there, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it was our only win on the road, maybe Leicester. Forest that season.
Yeah, it was.
It was probably the worst performance I've ever seen of a Saints side in the Premier League. It was dire.
Yeah,
it was so bad, and I think the confidence had totally drained out of us at this stage because of the tedious time we had under Nathan Jones and the damage that was done in the 3 months he was a manager. It was just an absolute nightmare.
Right, Martin. We like to talk with guests about this next segment on the channel. You're going to know what I'm going to go into next. I have wrote a list myself, but I picked 6 first. Have I picked 6? No, I picked 5. I picked 5 first, and then I've got a little list as well. So let's go through the first 5. Okay. Let me know if you recognise any of these. Ryan Bertrand, Martin. I mean, Yannick Vestergaard, the Chuckle Brothers, as we like to call them. Ryan Bertrand. Let's get on to him first. A player who came from the 9-0 defeat. He looked all right against the Spanish side in pre-season. And then, it didn't really do notes after that. It's like we paid him too much in wages. The guy was there for the money. Let's be honest. We paid him more money than what Arsenal were going to pay him. Do you remember when Arsenal came in for him as well that summer? We ended up getting on a free, ended up coming here because of the money situation and that. We'd give him more money and a more lengthy contract than what Arsenal would because I think Arsenal knew what were coming. But like I say, Bertrand, not great at Leicester, to be fair.
He spent more time watching Chelsea, isn't he?
He spent more time at Stamford Bridge watching Chelsea than he did playing for Leicester. It wasn't his greatest career at Leicester. Not one I'd fondly remember, to be fair. Martin, what was he like at Southampton?
Brian Bertrand was superb for Saints in the time that he was here. He was pretty much ever present. He wore the captain's armband a fair bit. He was a bit of a leader. Disappointed when he went, to be honest. He was a good player. I didn't obviously he got sent off against you in that 9-0 defeat.
He did.
I thought when you signed both him and Vestergaard that he was the better of the two, and he would have had a far better Leicester career than Yannick would have done. Yannick's not particularly quick. He's good in the air. He's a tall guy. There's a player in Vestergaard. He had some okay games.
Did you sign him from Mönchengladbach?
I think it was, yeah. It was under Ralph Hasenhüttl.
No,
yeah, but we went through a phase and we were recruiting quite well in the centre half position. Obviously they bit your hand. We bit your hands off when you come.
Well,
I think
it
it
would
was what
have.
was it?
Blue,
Was it
no.
how many million did they offer? It was big bucks.
Yeah,
12,
let's
13 million, something like that. It was unbelievable. I think Saints just bit
50,
Leicester's hand off and
15
ran
mil.
with it. Yeah, 15 mil, unbelievable for a player with little pace.
Right, let's go on to the next one. Yannick Vestergaard, Martin. Yeah, not much I could really say about Yannick Vestergaard at Leicester. He's done all right this season, but like I say, £15 million. It was a buy one get one free deal from Southampton for Leicester. That's why mums go to Iceland.
Yeah.
Like I say, this one was the Chuckle brothers. You could call them at Leicester, these pair. Vestergaard, £15 million. We could have ended up paying £30 million this season before. Another player who got sent off against Leicester, Martin. I believe it was the season we were fighting to finish in the Champions League places. But yeah, talk to me about Yannick Vestergaard. I mean, yeah, he's not quick, is he? Let's be honest. But talk to me about Yannick Vestergaard, Martin. Just give me a sec. I'll be back with you. But talk to me about Yannick Vestergaard. I'm listening.
Yeah, I just think he just doesn't have a massive amount of pace, which is probably lets him down. Don't think he's particularly bad on the ball. Like Maresca seems to like him, which is surprising because he's just been out in the cold for you for so long. There's definitely a player in him though, without any question. There's a player in there. Yeah, it's just not worked out for him up until now. And yeah, Saints to get the 15 for him. I think they were happy days. We can promote, sort of. Jack Stevens was coming through from the academy. They give him a bit of an opportunity as well. I think he was a part of that 9-0 defeat as well, unfortunately. But yeah, we usually recruit quite well at centre half.
Yeah, Vestergaard weren't the greatest signing for Leicester. Let's be honest. I mean, he did come in with Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers did go against the scouting report that the scouts come back with. They said to him, "Don't sign Yannick Vestergaard." They did. Southampton already looked like they couldn't wait to get the taxi for him to go to Leicester. But yeah, 15 million. Yeah, it's not been the ideal player, to be fair. There were a time where him and Bertrand came on in when we were leading 3-1 against Liverpool in the Cup, and then we ended up drawing the game in 90 minutes and then losing on penalties. So yeah, weren't the greatest, dude. Yes, it's not been the. But then with Vestergaard again, he's been wanting to move to clubs, but then he's come up with the excuses all the time of, but it's Leicester's fault, but this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, if you're not in a squad and you want to leave a football club, it's the case that you go and play in it. I mean, Fulham offered him a way out at Leicester. I believe he's on 70 grand in wages. Fulham offered him 45 grand. Yeah, you can see now why he came to Leicester, Martin, for that amount of money. But like I say, he's not going to bloody leave Southampton, leave Leicester for Fulham, is he? Fulham are offered him 25k less wages. I just think he'd rather stay at Leicester and sit on the bench if that were the purpose.
No, it's unbelievable amount of money you've given him there. No wonder he was happy to go to Leicester on that sort of cash. I guess he's got some sort of relegation clause in his contract where he's earning a little bit less. You would like to think.
What about Steve Moran?
I think he could have played for both clubs. He played for Saints, Steve Moran. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was not sure what year, but it was before my time.
Yep. Next one, Nigel Pearson. This guy's a character, Mr. Ostrich. You got your head in the sand, Martin.
I know. Some of his press conferences are embarrassing.
This guy was a character. This guy's old school. This guy is one of Leicester's most successful managers in club history. Won us the championship, got us back up from League One to the championship, 2 playoff semi-finals, great escape season. Yeah, this guy's a Leicester legend, isn't it, Nigel Pearson? I know he might not have helped himself in press conferences. There were a guy called Pat Murphy said to Nigel Pearson, Are you sure you don't need to go to anger management classes? And you're telling someone like Nigel Pearson that, Martin, I mean, it ain't going to come back well, is it, with a response? No. And the guy was a character. You know, he did a few things in press conferences that he shouldn't have said. But, yeah, like I say, he even did that thing to that Crystal Palace player and said something to a supporter as well, Nigel Pearson. Yeah, his career at Leicester was very entertaining, and it was very highlighted, let's be honest. And like I say, Big Nige, Leicester fans have big respect for him. Like I say, he is one of our most successful managers, and like I say, he's doing all right now at Bristol City, Martin. I mean, what was he like at Southampton? I know that was the season you had him, was the season he kept you up, the season Leicester went down, Martin, in 2008. So talk to me about Pearson at Southampton.
We had no money at the time. That's all I remember. I think he came in quite late. I can't remember what time of the season he came in, but pretty much kept us in the division. He wasn't at the football club for a particularly long time, but he was a passionate man, like he was at Leicester. Yeah. Got the best out of the resources that he had, and he managed to keep the club up in that season. Unfortunately, we did go down at a later date, but you know, he was a passionate man. Press conferences are always interested. Yeah, he's he
likes to take the pressure off his team,
a lot of Saints fans have respect for him and like him. I'm 100% sure of that.
Yep. Dean Hammond, he was a part of the Great Escape season at Leicester. Good midfielder. Won the championship with Leicester as well. Scored his first goal, I believe, against Wigan Athletic, I think it was, away. This guy was a good midfielder, very experienced. Brought wealth of Premier League experience as well, Dean Hammond. But all-round good midfielder for Leicester, Dean Hammond. How would you have rated his time at Southampton?
Oh, mate, he was a massive part of 2 promotions for us. He didn't obviously like that year in League One when we were on our the couple of years we were in League One. It was vital under Nigel Atkins, and that year in the Championship when we went straight back up, he was a really important cog in the machine, so to speak. He still does a lot of work down here on the South Coast. He's very fond of the football club. He does a lot of work for the football club on their media coverage. He's like a co-commentator. He's really very well respected by the fans down here. Speaks a lot of sense actually when you hear him on radio. But yeah, top guy.
Next one, Matt Oakley. He was the skipper at Leicester. Came in from Derby. He had a decent career at Leicester. Won League One with Leicester. Like I say, he was a good midfielder, a leader, good skipper. All-round good midfielder for the Foxes, Matt Oakley. How would you sum up Matt Oakley's time at Southampton?
To be fair, actually, when I started to watch Southampton really regularly, like I went a lot as a kid, ran sort of 8, 9, but it was sporadic. And sort of like once I started going a lot in the 90s, sort of in my sort of like mid-teens, Matt Oakley was a regular in our side. So he played a lot. I watched him play a lot of football. Massively underrated, Matt Oakley. He was very good on the ball. I don't think he was probably one of these guys that was a massive speaker. I've actually met him a few times. I only met him a year ago, actually, Matt Oakley. He's quite a quiet guy. Not the sort of guy you probably think that was absolutely in love with football or loved playing football, but he was technically really good. Or could always find the simple pass. He was quite fit, got around the field. Glenn Hoddle actually is a Southampton manager. Really liked Matt Oakley. He was a first name on the team sheet for him, and also under Graham Souness as well. He was a fond admirer of Matt Oakley. So he was a good player down here. Played a lot of games for the football club.
Yep, here's my other list, Martin. I don't know what you've got on your list. Have you got your list prepared?
I've got a few of these names. I haven't done a list actually, but Casey Keller I haven't got on there. Didn't realise Casey Keller.
Casey Keller played for Saints, yeah.
I've got to say, Mark Draper was I can't remember, he was a manager at the time. We were playing at the Dow, but he didn't really do anything here. I think his legs were gone by the time he made it to the South Coast. Kevin Phillips, originally started out at Southampton. He played for us in the season that we got relegated from the Premier League.
What a
The
player, though.
time for he was good. Scored a lot of goals in a short period of time, but little fella with a lot of pace.
We had him at the back end of his career. Do you know what I mean? And he scored a vital goal at the Vitality, Bournemouth. A goal that Bournemouth said didn't go over the line, but yeah, it did. Let's be honest. But there's no goal line technology back then, was there?
You've got one of my favourite goalkeepers on that list, a guy called Tim Flowers.
Tim Flowers, yeah.
Tim Flowers is one of my first memories of a goalkeeper, actually. I met Tim Flowers as a young 6-7-year-old. Based on the Isle of Wight, my dad used to run goalkeeping soccer camps here, and he was obviously a fond Southampton fan, and he managed to get Tim Flowers across to the Isle of Wight at the time, and he coached a couple of the goalkeeping camps here. And he left a lasting impression on me. Actually, he was an absolute gentleman. I'd always leave a gift behind on his way behind. He left my brother a couple of gifts at the time. He gave him a sweatshirt that he wore in a penalty shootout against Man United. It was quarter-final of the FA Cup. I think my brother still got that. So yeah, top guy, Tim Flowers, and then probably one of my least favourite people below him in Claude PL. Yeah. Just don't have fond memories of that man whatsoever.
I don't think I do either.
The dullest men in football.
One of the most boringest football going, this fella. Let's be honest. Southampton did warn us. They did say, Leicester, it's going to happen to you. And it did. It was, I don't know. How do I sum up his time at Leicester? It was slow. It didn't look good. He played Vardy out of position numerous of times. And this guy was boring. It was always one of them situations like, yeah, but it's not my concern. I'm just like, mate, whose concern is it then, mate? You pick the team. You're the one who makes the substitutes. You do everything else. Why is that not your concern, Claude? Do you know what I mean? And that guy, my God, there was a time when we lost, I think it was like 5 goals to Crystal Palace away from home. And I was thinking, what's this Leicester team doing? And we got battered, and then we got battered against them at the King Power and all in the same season. And Claude Puel doesn't bring the fondest of memories. I do respect him for the time of Vishal Srivaddhanapapa's sad passing. He did get the squad together for that Cardiff game and that, and really did well in that situation, helping the players out and that, and really gathering the team and that. And I do respect him for that. He did bring the likes of James Maddison in, Ricardo, Yuri Tillemans, and like I say, players like that. And Puel's time at Leicester, it's not really. Yeah, you can tell the expression says it all. It weren't really the fondest of managers, in my opinion, and I didn't rate him. Like I say, I wish he'd gone sooner than he did. But like I say, when you get battered 5 goals to, I think it was 5 goals to 0 against Crystal Palace. Yeah, he should have gone then, but we never got rid of him. We ended up keeping him, and then we ended up getting battered. The time they come in for the reverse fixture at Leicester, then they sacked him in it. But like I said, then we ended up bringing Brendan Rodgers in. We ended up bringing Brendan in at that time, that season when he did get the sack, Claude Puel, it was just a sigh of relief, to be fair. The most dullest, boringest football you could watch, in my opinion. And like I say, Southampton fans would agree because they had him before we did. Martin, before we go on to combined 11, we're going to go on to team selection. I'm going to let you go first with your team, mate. What's your 11 to face Leicester?
On my Southampton 11.
Yeah.
Who I think could play. I think the goalkeeper will obviously be Gavin Bazunu. The back 4 should be, I would think, Carl Walker-Peters play right back. Ryan Manning will definitely play left back. I think there's a question mark over whether the centre half Jan Bednarek's fit. He got injured for Poland in a game against Albania last weekend. They're unsure if he'll be fit. Jack Stevens is injured at centre half, so there's a little bit concerned. Jack Stevens definitely won't make the game. He's out till Christmas. So Harwood Bellis, you would expect to make his debut. I don't expect Mason Holgate to play. He got crucified in the first game. He's a good player. The fans are unfair on him, really unfair on him. can't hang a player out to dry after one game. He's a top professional player. I know a lot about Mason. He's not a bad player, but he might have to play tomorrow depending on injuries.
Yeah.
If Jan Bednarit's out, or will he play young Shay Charles in there, which would be a massive ask for Shay Charles to go in and play centre half tomorrow night. And then midfield,
Martin, you've gone a bit robotic, mate. You have.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
No, you got robotic. Try popping out and coming back in, Martin. Right, give me a second, guys. Let me just get the graphic up. We are going to talk about team selection. Sorry about that. Bit of technical, bloody difficult. Martin, are you back, mate?
I'm back. Can you hear me okay?
Martin?
Hear me okay, mate?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened now.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me fine?
Yes, I can.
Right, Martin, give me your team selection, sorry, for the Leicester game.
So I've gone through my goalkeeper back four. Midfield, Flynn Downs will definitely start. It's whether he plays Shay Charles in there as well. Remains to be seen. Will Smallbone will definitely play in midfield with Downs. It's just depending if he plays it safe. It'd be interesting to see who plays wide. Samuel Dozie's been playing sort of on the left hand side. I think Ryan Fraser will probably play off the right hand side tomorrow night. I think he'll play. I think he'd be a part. They might depends what flanks they play on. I'm sure Adam Armstrong will play up front. I would think it's whether he squeezes Charlie Alcaraz into that side. He didn't play in the game at Sunderland. It's whether he squeezes Alcaraz in, because Alcaraz has got a bit about him. He's got a bit of flair about him. You already seen what he did last season. He's not particularly pacey, but he's good on the ball. He's quite an exciting player, can open up a defence. So I like to see us play with a bit of pace in attack. So Samuel Dozie will definitely start, I would think, and probably Ryan Fraser.
Yep. Let me get the Leicester team up, Martin. Here's my Leicester team to play Southampton. So I've gone for Ian Acho up front, Mavadida, Dewsbury Hall, Cassidy. I've gone for Fatawu Asaku, Harry Winks, Ricardo, Doyle, Vestergaard, Fass. Matt Hermanson. That's my 11 to face Southampton. It looks like a strong team. It looks like a side who could potentially go on and win. Obviously, Tom Cannon's injured. We did buy him £7.5 million. He's got a back injury, Martin, if you must want to know about that.
Exactly what we've done. We bought a striker that's injured, that's not ready to go.
We're not really
Leeds United go and buy a striker and he's ready to go straight out the packet. I think that's exactly what you need right now.
We've missed out on bloody Pirro, both of us. It was better to watch paint dry than what Julio's on about Claude.
He's talking about Claude, yeah.
It is not my concern. It's not my responsibility.
Jack, I had someone on my Facebook say, Nigel said, would you take a draw tomorrow night as a Leicester fan? Would you be happy with the draw?
No, I'd want to go and win the game, to be fair, because we've got bloody Norwich next, and that's going to be an hard game.
I'd take a point. As a Saints fan against Leicester, I'd take a point tomorrow night.
Interesting stuff. Martin, let's get on to. I tell you what, we was going to do the combined 11, wouldn't we, Martin?
Yeah, we were.
Here we go. Here it is.
Give
Let's
you my
let's
thoughts on the combined 11. No
let,
worries.
let's share the page. Here it is, Martin. You can see everything, can't you, Martin?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Right, mate. So I'm going to go goalkeeper first. Who are we going for?
Definitely not ours.
All right, we'll go Matt Hermanson first. We're
I
gonna do
wouldn't
the
play Hermanson.
we're gonna do the combined 11 now. So me and Martin have chose a 4-4-2 formation. I'm gonna go Matt Hermanson in goal. Centre back Martin. I tell you what, we'll put Taylor Harwood-Bellis in there.
I think Harwood Bellis would be good. It remains to be seen like what he'd be like in the Saints shirt, but he'd be certainly very good in a Burnley one.
Harwood-Bellis is in there. We'll put him in there. I tell you what, we'll go with. I tell you what, when Connor Cody ain't injured, he's a good player. So we'll put Connor Cody in there, even though it says bloody Everton. Right back.
I think you struggle not to include Carl Walker-Peters. I think he's one of the best right backs in the division at the moment. I'm not sure our left back is, but our right back definitely is. I'd have Carl Walker-Peters in there all day long. It's too good for the Championship, in my opinion.
How do you spell Walker-Peters? Is it P-I-E?
Peter. P-E-T-E-R.
Kyle Walker. Hold on. Yeah, Kyle Walker-Peters, there he is. Yeah, we'll put him in there. I'll tell you what, because we're going to go there, Callum Doyle can play versatile. So I'm going to go Callum Doyle to go at left back. Because Callum Doyle can play centre back or left back.
The central midfield's interesting. I think you can't really leave Harry Winks out, can you? Really, I think Harry Winks is an outstanding midfielder.
Harry Winks for me has to be in there. Other midfielder, do you reckon? And I don't know. Who do you reckon, Martin? I mean, Dewsbury Hall, or have you got anyone better at Southampton who's better than that?
Central midfield, I love Shea Charles. I think he's a brilliant player. I think it's still early days in his football career, in his senior football career, but he looks an incredibly good player, Shea Charles. I don't think he'd come up because he's so young.
No, it's not on
there. I think he'd probably be in and around, maybe not making that starting 11 just yet. Central midfielder.
Who'd you go for, Dewsbury Hall or Will Smallbone?
If it was over, I wouldn't put Will Smallbone in, but I do really rate Flynn Downs. I think Flynn Downs is probably another player, probably a little bit too good for the Championship. I think he's a Premier League player, Flynn Downs.
I'll tell you what, we'll stick him in there. We'll give Flynn Downs. Let's have a look. Right mid.
I think it's a difficult one, winger wise, that we haven't seen anything of him yet in Silamana, Kamaldeen Silamana. I think he's probably be one of the quickest players in the division once he's fit and he's ready to go. He's rapid pace. He's our record signing.
Yep.
And he will play a bit of football for us between now and January. You would think he's a very, very good player. Still very early on in his English football career, though, Silamana.
Yeah, McAteer ain't on there either. So, bloody hell, this is a good start, isn't it, Martin?
Yeah.
Casey McAteer ain't on there. So I've got all the players on there. I'll tell you what, right mid. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put.
We don't have outstanding right midfielders. Ryan Fraser, I wouldn't have him in. Would you have him in there? He's not a dead starter for us. I think it's a difficult one. I think the striker situation is quite interesting. Who plays up front, really? We've got.
I'll tell you what, Martin. We'll give Ryan Fraser. Because I haven't seen much of Fatawu Asaku yet and Yunus Akgun, so I think we'll give that one. Left mid, I tell you what, I'm going to go Stefan Mavididi. I think Mavididi for me.
He's a great player. Yeah, he looks like he's been playing really well.
He's got to be in that team. Strikers, see.
It's hard to leave Adam Armstrong out on what he's done so far this season. I think he's scoring goals. He looks a real menace. 28 goals in the Sky Bet Championship last time round when he played for Blackburn Rovers. I think he'd get something similar for Southampton.
So Adam Armstrong's going to go in there. We'll base it on this season. Who'd that go as striker? I tell you what. I'm just going to go with Iheanacho. I just think I'm just going to go with Kel. And that is the 11.
Combined.
That's our combined 11, mine and Martin's. If you agree, let us know. If you've got different players in mind who should be in that starting 11, then let us know. It'd be good to get fans' opinions on that. So that is now finished. Let's have a look what everyone else is saying. Got to be Winks in the middle. Yeah, Casey's not on the search thing, so I couldn't put him in. I put Mavadidi in, no question. Nacho. Cannon. Yeah, we can't put Cannon in because we're not really seeing much. We're not seeing him at all yet. None of our strikers have league goals. Yeah, we just put Kel in because Kel plays like every championship game, doesn't he now? So well, that's why we've gone with Iheanacho. I think that's the reasoning behind it. He's a starter for Leicester, so that's why we've gone for Iheanacho. There's no other player we really could have put in that position, to be fair. We could have put Wilfred Ndidi in there over. I don't know. We could have put Ricardo in there over Flint Downs, but we're going to let Martin have Flint Downs and that. So, yeah, I think it's a fair combination 11. Me and Martin have come up with there. Martin, the last one, mate, is the score prediction, mate. Which way are you going with it, Martin?
I don't think we'll win, personally.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised
guys,
if
get
it's
your score predictions in. Let me know which way you think this one's going.
Do I sit on the fence and go with a 2-2? I think we'll lose 2-1, to be honest. I don't see us winning. I think we'll score, but I think we'll be too naive at the back, and I don't think he would have addressed the problems at the back. So I think it'd be a Leicester win.
I'm going for a 3-1 Leicester win. 3-1.
Going for one more than me. One more goal than me.
I think we'll have enough. Like I said, we've got to turn up tomorrow night and play our stuff and get as many chances on target as we can and take our chances, and is the main thing. We've got to exploit the weaknesses of Southampton and really go about our business tomorrow night, and them 3 points are going to be crucial for whoever gets them. And like I say, it's going to be in a very interesting game and a very feisty affair. I'm going 3-1. Yeah. Martin, thank you for coming on, mate. Do appreciate it. Let everyone know where they can find you. It's what you do, Martin.
Yeah, at Football Martin _ Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Follow me on TikTok for daily updates on Southampton. Match day vlog coming up tomorrow as well. And yeah, I've got a little breakfast show tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about the press conference that our manager had today. There was a press conference. I'm going to bring you all the latest team news. So yeah, live show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. as well.
Thanks for coming on, Martin. Appreciate it, mate. And I will catch you tomorrow, pal.
See you tomorrow. Take care, my
friend.
friend.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
That was Football Martin. Really hope you've enjoyed the match preview, everyone. If you have, hit the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel as well. If you're a Saints fan and you're a neutral, just subscribe to the channel. Help us out. Really appreciate it. Really hope everyone's enjoyed the match preview. If you're watching this on playback, of course, let us know what you think to the match preview. Let us know what you think on the combined 11 and that and all that. So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about. 3-1 Leicester, yes. Also, this is on the channel as well, the Championship predictions. Go and check that out on the channel. We did that yesterday, so go and check that out on the channel, week 6. And yeah, that is it from me. There'll be a match day vlog out from the Southampton game as we head to St Mary's tomorrow night for the Friday night football. Guys, thank you for watching. Take care and come on the Foxes. Hi all, thank you for watching The Final Whistle. If you enjoy all our content, please remember to smash a like, share and subscribe to the channel.